So, okay guys, so in this class we'll be learning about the collection framework. So before learning the collection frameworks, let us just understand why that the collection framework was being introduced and why we will be using the collection frameworks. Okay, so before that, so I'll be opening a tool that is okay. So over here, see, I'll just clear this page. Yeah. So before that, you know the concept called as arrays, right? So you know the concept called array. So in array. So in an array, how we used to declare. So we used to declare the array, the format of. So how do we used to declare? So we used to declare and we used to store it like this, like in the integer number of for example 0 1, index number of 0 1 2, and we used to store like this, right? So we used to store like this, and it was being fixed. So it was a fixed, so array is nothing but it is a fixed thing, fixed number of elements only we can store over there. So it is a fixed one. But what if you want to make increase the size, and what if you want to add and add the data for the same data? So in the sense, what if you want to add the data for the same array? You were not able to do this. Okay, okay, you were not able to add, right? So so you were not able to add the data for the same array. So here, to do this, so if you want to add and if you want to reuse the same array which we have been already created, so for that only we have been got the collections concept. Okay, so due to this, you can also reduce the size and you can also reuse the once when you declare the thing, the array, you can also redeclare or reinitialize, or you can do anything you want. So you can also add this. So how does the collections work? So so this is a concept of array, right? So just a minute, I'll just move this. So similarly, when the coming to the collections, that is collections, how does it work means, suppose this is our main array, you imagine. This is our main array. So it will store the data like this. Okay. From the index number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the end of the array. Let us consider it as 10. And imagine, suppose you want to add the 11th index of array. So you need to store some other extra additional value. This is additional value you want to add. Okay, you need to add, but you cannot add over here because it is fixed. Okay, but you can add over here. Suppose what if you want to add over here, so you have some methods for each of the classes. So it will be divided into classes, like for example, uh, array list and linked list, all these are some of the concepts that you will be learning. So using this, and that also has some methods, some inbuilt methods, okay? So you will be learning that also, but here you will not be having any inbuilt methods for adding an array or so on, okay? So similarly you will be able to add over here. So this is dynamic. So what we can tell here, this is dynamic. So what collection are dynamic in in nature? We can add the data or delete the data and also update the data. Okay, so we can do all these things. So you can do all these things. Okay, so you can also add, delete, and so you can, what you can do, you can add the data, you can delete the data, you can push the data, and you can update the data also. So how, when you add, how it will get function? So for example, if you are adding a new data, right, it will take a new array. Here it will take a new array, it will create the new array, and this one will be copied over here. So this data will be copied and the new data will be given over here. Okay, the new data, whatever the data we add, right, will be added here, and this will be automatically get deleted, and this only this array will be shown. Okay, only this array will be shown. So this will be deleted and you will be creating the new array implicitly, and you will be getting this array. Okay, so let us see in the practical example, so you will come to know how it will be done. Okay, so I think like why you got an idea like why we are using the like collections. So collections are used to add the data for the same array. Okay, so but here we cannot add the data or delete the data and so on. So let us see the main difference. Like you can refer this note. Okay, yeah, you can refer this notes. So here what they are saying, so array is in fixed size. So as I told over here, so array is in fixed size. Okay, it is fixed, but here collection can grow its nature. So it can grow its nature by, like for example, increasing or size. And here the memory of array are recommended to use. Okay, so usually like you, but also like arrays are only like mostly recommended to use, but the memory of collections are, okay, just a minute. get me a minute. So here usually array is not recommended to use while storing in the memory, okay? But here it is recommended to use because like we can reuse the same array and we will be storing the same array, okay? So this is recommended and this is not recommended. And here, so performance of an array is recommended to use, but here this performance get reduces. So why this performances get will get reduced? Suppose you think that, so I'll just delete this. Suppose you think that this is an array, okay? So here if we know the previous value, so the length of the array, so you can directly declare. But over here, right? Suppose if we want to add, so imagine suppose if here the array size is 10, okay? So imagine that if the array size is more than like 1 crore or 2 crore, every time it will be recreating the new array, new array, new array. Every time it will be for adding it, every time it will be what, every time will it will create a new array, and it reduces the speed of the, like what, speed, okay? And it is mostly, it is not recommended, but at that time only the array will be used, okay? So at that time the array will be used, and you will not be using the collection. So I think you understood this. So but coming to the array, like you will in array only you can use, but over here you cannot use that. So and what is the next point they are telling? So here array can hold the homogeneous data elements, but collection can hold both homogeneous and heterogeneous elements. Okay, and the next point is, yeah, that's what I told. There is no underlying data structure for the arrays, hence. See, hence there is no methods available. So there is no methods available for adding the data or deleting the data. But here it is available. Okay. So every collections class implements based on some standard data structure. So in the sense, what they are telling, every collections has some methods and it has a standard data structure. So I'll be showing that how it we maintain, okay? And it also supports the methods are available, okay? So what all the requirements method we have, for example, for adding the data or deleting the data, I can say deleting or removing also. So at that time we will be requiring that. So and the next thing what they are telling, array can hold both primitive and object types, okay? So this is the main thing, okay? So here primitive data means, like for example, integer, float, double, all these things it can hold. But here in the collections we cannot hold all these things. So collection things only holds the objects. So it can only hold the object thing. For example, it can hold string and so on. Okay, but here but here in the arrays it can hold both strings and the integer type, that is primitive and object types, but here it cannot, okay? It cannot hold the primitive types. So I think so you came to know like the major difference of between the array and collections. So I think you got it right. So based on this only, like if you know this difference only, it will be very easy to uh, to understand the collections, okay? So how this collections has been structured? So coming to the collections, so what I will be telling is, so in collections, so coming to the collections, so coming to the collection frameworks is a programming referred to a set of classes and interfaces. So nothing but the class, it is a set of classes and interfaces. Okay. So I'll just tell you the explanation. Yeah. Over here, see, there are something called as interfaces and classes. So this is an interfaces and this is a class. Okay. So this is a class. This is a interface. So I'll just write down this is an interface and this is a class. Okay. So this interface. So this is an interface and this is a class. So why we need interface and all, like I'll be telling you. Okay. So coming to here, so interface. So the interfaces and algorithms to provide a standardized way of organization. Okay, so you will be providing some standard way of organization and to store the collection of objects. So collections are like when while we are creating the data and when we need to store, so we will be using the objects only to store the data. So when we are doing in practical way, you will be understanding this. Okay. And the next thing, so as I told over here, the interfaces, right? So here you can see how, see, the collection framework specifies the, what they are telling, the collection framework specifies the, sorry, specifies the productivity or, just a minute, but there's some background noise. I'll just. So here, what they are telling. So comprehensive set of collections and interfaces for handling the collections of objects. So as I told, so here we will be what they are telling. We will be developing like we'll be creating both classes and interfaces. That classes and interfaces so has like some we using the objects we will be creating, right? So here again using the interfaces, like there are some interfaces. So what all the interfaces which we have, that is interfaces is nothing but like lists, sest, queues and map. So these are the interfaces that which we will be using over here. So you just go through this. So this is just a theory for you guys. Okay. So just I'll come to the hierarchical of and framework. So coming to the hierarchy of an framework, so how this works, collection works, so you can just go through this for your reference. But coming to here, so here is how I'll be explaining. Okay, so collection frameworks has three interfaces. Okay, sorry, four interfaces. That is nothing but it has been divided into four. So all these are interfaces only. Okay, all these are interfaces itself. So coming to the first thing, you will be learning about the collection. So inside this you will be learning the lists and lists. Okay, lists. So again this list interfaces has some classes. So as I told, right, it has been divided into two, like that is interfaces and classes. So both these are our classes and this is an interface. Okay, so again the set, so it is also divided into set, right? So as I told, collections, sets, queues and maps. So coming to the thing, the first concept which we will go is, see, the collections. So collections means like it has been divided collection. inside that the collection we will be learning list. So inside the list you will be learning array list, linked list, and stacks and vectors. So these things you will be learning inside the list. And coming to the next thing, that is sets. So inside the sets you will be learning what all you will be learning. You will be learning hash set and tree set and linked hash set. Okay, these it has been divided into three things. So again, inside queues you will be learning queue, dequeue, and uh, concurrent dequeue. Okay, concurrent linked dequeue. So here again inside the map, so you will be inside the map you will be learning about the hash maps, and tree maps, and linked hash map, and hash table, and concurrent hash map. Okay, all these things you will be learning inside the map. So this is map is the different concept. Again, this is not from the what this is not from the collections. Okay, this is also a different like concept which you will be learning. So this okay. So map. So you can also learn this. So it has been divided into four. Okay. So coming to the first thing. So the collections. So coming to the collections. So over the first one, what you will be learning is, so first of all, we will understand what is the collections. Inside that collections, like list is there, right? First of all, we will learn like what is list. So list in Java, list is a part of a collection framework and requires an ordered collection of an element. Okay, so it is nothing but it is whatever we write in array, it will be ordered. Okay, it is an ordered collection of elements, and we can also write the duplication. Okay, so it extends the collection interfaces and defines the benefits for like nothing but creating, updating, and in the sense initializing, updating, and removing the data. So all these things are been like it will be benefits for all these things. Okay, so you can just go through this, and for an example, like over here in the ordered collection, what they are telling, there are some key points that which they have been given. So in the order collection, a list maintains the order of uh, elements in which they are inserted. So we there's an order imagine, as I told, like we have some ordered. Okay, that is like what I can tell. Just a minute. Yeah, yeah. Imagine that we have some order, like we have some data like this. So inside this is an array, you imagine. So we can write, so this is an array. Okay, it is not seen. Wait. Yeah. Imagine this is some one array, and it maintains the order of data. So whenever the data is entered inside, right? So whenever the data it is getting inside, so it maintains some order. Okay, and we can also write the duplication value. So we can also duplicate the value. Means suppose if you store d over here, and again if you want to write d, you can store the duplication of value. You can repeat the value. Okay, but you can also duplicate the value. So this is that next point. And the next thing is you will be accessing the elements in the list can be accessed by their index value. So you will be accessing the value based on the index value. Okay. So just we will go directly for an example. So you can just go through these notes. Okay. So I'll be directly going for the example of an array list. So coming to the array list. So in array list, like how do we create? So I'll just create one new package, that is collections. Let it be A. So over here, what I'll be doing is to create an like to create an array list, nothing but to create an array list, like what we will be doing. So array list is first been imported by the like it will be imported by the java.util.array. Okay, so array list. So it will be imported, and this is like how we create an array. So just I will be showing you over here. So what we need to do first, we need to import it, right? So just a minute. So I have taken one class and we'll take array list is equals to, that is equals to new array list. Okay, and this one I'll make it as string. Okay, so this is how you create. Okay, this should be only string. Okay, as I told the previous over here. So see, you cannot make it as an what I'll be telling you. You can only create an object using the primitive data. Non-primitive data types. You cannot create the primitive data types. Okay, you cannot use it primitive. So you need to create an object only, hold only object, so it cannot hold the primitive data type. So for that have been passed a string over here. Okay, and so suppose just I'll print here. So now I have been created an array over here. So how to print it? Using array list. Okay, I'll just print it. Console is not opening, I don't know why. Console. Why console is not getting opened? Console. Yeah. Okay, since I have been given null over here, it didn't print anything. Okay. So see, now it has been created a new array. It has been created one array. So how to add the data inside that? So for that we will be using the add method. So array list. So array list dot add. So adding this one, there is a method like directly you can add, or else you can add using the index value also. So first I'll be adding using the index value of 0. So in the index value of 0, I'll make it as 10. Okay. So why I am not able to enter 10 over here? Because this is an integer value. So just I'll make it as string. Yeah. See, when I make the value as string, it is taking, but when I make this as integer, it is not. Okay. So because the value that we can store is in the string. Okay. So just I'll enter 10. Suppose if I enter this as 2, so it is showing an error. Okay. So because the starting two, the two, what I can tell, the starting the starting two things, like we are not stored any data, right? So for example, wait, I'll store the starting two index value, we are not able to, we didn't store only. So just I'll add the data over there also, 20, or else I'll write any string name is equals to, I'll write Puneet, and I'll also add another data, Karthik. So all these data it has stored inside that. Okay. So these are the data which is storing inside. So if you want to add the data, you will be adding like this. Suppose if you want to specify some of the index and then you need to add, you will be adding like that. So if I suppose if I want to add in the place of index number 1, so I'll be using index number 1 and I'll be adding the index number 1 inside the 10. Okay. So this is how you add using the index value. Suppose if you don't want any, if the value 10 to be written inside this array. So at that time what you will be doing, you will be using one method called remove array, array list, array list, or dot remove. So remove. So what we will be passing over here, we will be passing the index value. So I'll be passing 1 over here because the index value, this is an index value 0 and 1. So 10 will be removed. Okay. So this is how you add the data and remove the data. And again, coming to the normal methods what they have told over here. So these two steps are over. So we are importing it. So we have imported here. That is, see, we have imported here, and we have also created it, and we have added the data also. So we are how to add the elements, like we have added the elements also. Again, here, like we have been didn't this one we didn't do. So here what they are doing, this one they have been getting the data. So they are initializing the for one variable. Okay. So what they are doing over here is, from this array they are taking, that is, sorry, string of a is equals to the array of array list, array list dot get index number 0. Okay. So index number of 0, or no, I'll make it as, yeah, 0. So this index number of 0 value will be stored inside the string. Okay. So how to print that? Just whether we'll check it is coming or not. So I'll print a. I am getting another. Okay. Yeah. See, why I got an error is, after adding the data only I can fetch, right? Before adding the data I am not able to initialize. So here I'll be initializing, and I'll be getting the value. So this get value will fetch the value of the index number 0. So index number 0 will be Puneet, right? So this will fetch the value of, so get method is used to fetch the value of the index number. Sorry, fetch the value based on index number. Number. Also, you can just give the value, just a minute, based on the index number. Okay. And the next thing, what they are telling over here. So this is done. So iteration. So what is the thing they are doing? So this one you guys don't know, like based on the for loop, they are taking the data. Okay. So you will be repeatedly when you want to, like, what I can tell. Suppose if you want to print all the data sets, I'll just show it off so you will not get confused. So I'll take one for loop. So I'll just comment these two statements, print statements. I'll print. I'll take one for loop. and I'll print string. See what all the things with it over here it is you will be getting. So this is nothing but iteration. This is, as you know, in the for loop, it is all in the, you can give any name, so you don't need to worry. Let it be full only, so you will not get confused. So we are iterating, the iterate value will be the nothing but until get the iteration. Okay, so the length of that, so usually in the arrays you will be giving the length of the uh, array, right? So but here till the iteration. Okay, so how many times it should be done, so all the array length it will be taking and it will be doing. So here again they have used one method for hash next. Okay, so this method will go for the next value. Okay, then like that only we have been taken. So this is how it works, the iteration. And the next thing, that is this one, they have used the single iteration method. Okay, single line iteration method. And here they are how to, I have already told you how to remove the method. So this is remove the element from the array. Okay, this is also done. So any doubts up to now here, like how to add the data to array, and how to remove, and how to access the data. So all these things are the basic concepts like that you will be doing on the array list. So any doubts on this? Okay. And coming to the linked list, similarly in the linked list also you will be learning the same thing, but here based on, like, compared to linked list and the array list, like the packages you will be taking from the package. So I'll be telling the difference in the last, like how what is the difference. So firstly, like we will know like what is the, like how we will import and how we will take. Okay, so over here, that is, so just I'll create another class called list. I'll take one main method. So in this main method, so how do we create the main method? So we will be creating the main method similarly like the array list. Okay, so I'll be creating a list. Just a minute. List of string. Yeah, strings is equals to list is equals to new array, new new linked list. list B, linked list, string name should be in capital, and here, yeah. So just I'll print and show whether, yeah, list. I'll be printing it. So just now, just as we have been first, we have imported and we have created the array list. So this is a class, like sorry, this is an what I said. This is an interface, and this one we have been created, imported, and like we have been passed an object for over here, that is string, and everything will be stored in the string. The reference value will be the reference value will be that reference value will be the list. So using the list only, you will be taking the accessing this arrays data. Okay. So just now I have been created one empty array. So inside this, so again, how we will be adding the data? We will be adding similarly. We will be taking the list dot. So similarly, like that only you will be accessing. So I'll give some data. This thing high, and hello. So see, I have out added the data. So similarly, like that only, we'll also be removing the data. Okay. So accessing the here also similarly accessing the data. So how to access the data and how to remove the data? I'll just show over here. What's that? Yeah. This same way, like this only. When you are done in the array list, right? The same similarly only you will be doing over here. That is list dot remove the index value of 0. So I will be removed. Here I will be removed. And how to get the data? So if I want, I can directly also get the data. So will tell that list dot get the index value of 1. I'll write. See, I'll be able to get the index value of 1. Okay. So this is how you will be adding the data, removing the data, and to get the data. And the iteration is same thing. So nothing but whatever the thing are there in the array, you will be taking one for loop and you will be iterating it. That's it. And there are some common methods that we have done. Just I'll see we have covered all those things. See, there are some common methods that operations that we will be doing. As I told, like add, remove, and get, and we need to know the size. So size means you will be calling the size of that array. So what is you will be knowing the size of that array. So I'll just open Eclipse and I'll take uh, I'll be taking the to print the size of the array. You will be taking the reference value dot size. Okay, the size of the array. And if I print, you will be getting the size of the array. Okay, so this is how you do in the linked list. Add the data and remove the data. And the next thing, that is vectors. Okay, the next thing you will be learning is stacks and vectors. So coming to the stacks and vectors, okay, are both these both the things are also from the list only, and vectors it's nothing but there is one example. So first we'll go to the example and you can later go for the explanation. So on the explanation it is also similar, like you will be creating and you will be adding the data. So you might just ask these things, what is the difference and all. So just I'll show even the example of these things. I'll create a new class. The same thing, you will be importing. First what you will be doing, you will be importing that they are telling. Yeah, here see vectors. So I have imported and I'll be giving integer, and I'll take vector is equals to the where they have imported. Yeah. So here what I have done is, so first I'll be importing over here. So why you have given over here integer? Because you should completely give it, because this one everything will be stored in the object form. So if you give int, it won't take. If you give integer only, it can access, because all the things will be stored in the form of objects. Okay. So if I give, for example, see, if I give int, it will throw an error. So that only, for example, I'll be giving in the this as integer. Okay. So here I can also, now I can store the integer variable. So before, when I gave in the list, okay, I was not able to store in the integer format, because it was been in the string. Okay. So how to add the data? Same again, v dot add data, that is equals to 10, and 20, 30, and 40. So this is how we add the data, and delete the data is nothing but removing the data. Add v dot remove data of index number 0 or 1 I'll give, and yeah. So I have added the data and I have removed the data. So now this 20 should be removed. That is, here 20 will be removed. Okay. Here 20 will be removed. So now what the output I should get? If I pass V, I should get 10, 30 and 40. So I have got the answer. Okay. So again, the iteration, you know, so you want to print one by one by one by one every data singly, you can also do that. Okay. And to get the single data, the same as v dot get index of, that is, I want to get the second data, so I'll be getting 40. Okay. So this is how you get data. Similarly, all the methods are same. Okay. So let us finish this one, stacks. So what is stacks? So just we'll go through the example first, how we will do. Okay. So here we can push the data, and we can also pop the data by using push and pop method. Okay. So just we will check how we will do. Okay. This stack, because right, this stack method has been uh, the stack interface is implemented by the vector method. Okay. This has been extended by the vector class. So this is also a part of a collection framework and extended by the vector class. So as I told, it has been extended by the vector class. So whatever the thing you take, right, this will be from the vector. Okay. So this will be from the vector class. So everything will be inherited from the vector class. So in this stack, so what all we will be performing over here, just I'll show you. So I'll just show you one example, that is stacks. I'll create a new class. this should be in capital. Hmm. Stacks. So just I'll come over here. How to create the stacks? First I'll take one main method. I'll take stacks and I can also write like this. Okay, can also write like this, or else I will take an import statement and I'll do. I can also write like this. Stack of so what we will be creating. Yeah. See here, we will be creating the same string only. So you can either do like this or else you can directly like this. So you can also write the same extension over here only, the input one. So I'll make here, I'll take one reference value of s, that is equals to new s. Yeah, okay, done. So you can also import and write, or else you can directly import that extension like in the same line. Also, so how to, I'll just print it. Yes. So just we will print and check what will be the output. So we are getting one empty array. So how to add the data into the empty array? Same like s dot add. Using add method, I'll be adding something called as hi. Similarly, hello and word. So similarly, the same previously how you did only, like that only you will be doing. So majorly what is the difference we will understand. So when to use and why to use, just that is the main concept you will be adding. You will be you should know. Okay, so you know how to add and you know like how to remove and how to delete. So using this methods you will be doing the common operations you will be doing. So why to use and when to use, that is the main concept that you guys should know. So when to use and why to use, just you can go through these theories of this one. Okay, so the main concept that you should know is when to use array list and why to use array list, that one you should know. So difference between the array list and the linked list. So first one we will see that. Okay, so see, implementation of array list is, so array list is implemented for as an reusable array. So what is the meaning of that? We can, it is used, it is implemented as a reusable array. Okay, so you can see this, right? This implemented as an reusable array. But in linked list is also been implemented as a doubly linked list array. So what is the meaning of doubly linked list array? So coming to the doubly linked list array. So see over here. Where's that? Just a minute. Okay, I'll let you know what is the meaning of doubly. Okay, so if I show with the example, you will come to know. And coming to the next point, so this is the point like you can know. And when you will be using the vectors, so coming to the vectors, so when you will be using the vectors are similarly to the linked list, but uh, it like but is synchronized, okay, which means it is thread safety. So when the thread it is thread safety, and coming to that concept, you will be using the vectors. And just first we will show you, just we will go through all these points and then I'll explain it properly. So and over here, see what they are telling: implementation of stack extends, extends. So here the implementation is from the vectors, okay, but it only implements what they are telling. It only implements the subsets of the vector methods, okay. Vector methods only it will be implemented, subsets of vector method. So everything will be as I told in the previous line itself, so everything will be implemented by the vector only, okay. Vector interface, it will not be from the collections, it will be from the vectors over here. But in the vectors and all, it will be from the collections, okay. So in for this and this array list differences, so it is similar to the array list only, and it but it is synchronized, in the sense synchronized means like it is a thread concept you will be learning, okay. You will be learning in the J2 or EE and all, so when the thread concepts comes. So and the next point what they are telling, the usage, it is you it's good. What is the next point they are telling? It's good for, so it is like it is good when like fast iteration and the random access of elements is important. Like for how what they are telling is, so if you want to access randomly at that time, the array list will be required. But over here in the doubly, this since it is a doubly linked list, what it will be useful, it will be useful in the frequents, because as I told, it will be frequently, okay. One by one by one by one by one it will be stored. You cannot access the like sudden or like it in the frequency thing. If you want to do at that time, you will be access, it will be accessible. Like you can also like initialize and so initialization and deletion of operations that can be done, okay, frequently. So at that time you will be using the linked list. And coming to the performance, the performance of 0 1 complementations for adding or accessing the elements at the end of the time. So I'll just let you know the proper what I'll tell proper difference. Okay, so just understand this concept, like why you will be doing and how to create and all. Just we will also again practice this, and I'll also let you know the proper difference. So this concept is completed, just I'll tell you the proper difference. So here this statement is not I'm not getting that statement, so I'll be letting you know the proper difference between this array list and linked list also, and stack also. Okay, so these are some common operations that you will be learning over here. So, did you have any confusions in the this program while doing while I was doing? Hello. Any confusions while I was doing this program or what? Okay. So we'll end our session over here.